Igniting curiosity across depots, command centers, and beyond. Welcome to your weekly Depot AI Brief, where emerging AI meets mission-ready insights.
Glad to be here for this one.
This is episode 12. Maven AI officially joins DoD Arsenal. Today we're breaking down exactly how these AI updates impact our four core roles, from the shop floor to the executive suite, and we'll wrap up with key highlights and insights on the commercial tools flashing on our industry radar.
Yeah, and we're tracking a really massive shift today.
Oh yeah.
For this deep dive, we've pulled intelligence from DoD memos, tech journalism like Reuters and TechCrunch, and, a few policy think tanks. And the overarching theme for you all listening is impossible to ignore.
Right, it's moving fast.
Exactly. Artificial intelligence is rapidly moving out of those experimental sandbox pilots. It's being bolted directly into permanent military infrastructure.
Which is huge.
It is, but, well, that transition is bringing some really serious growing pains.
Yeah, let's start right on the ground level with those growing pains.
Yeah.
Because, all the high-level tech in the world honestly doesn't matter if it just creates friction for the folks actually turning wrenches at CCAD, or really anywhere across the OIB.
The organic industrial base, right?
Exactly. So let's step onto the shop floor and look at what this means for the artisan, our mechanics.
Well, that potential for friction is exactly what a recent report from Carahsoft and GitLab zeroed in on. They highlighted this fundamental design challenge, basically. AI systems absolutely have to adapt to human workflows.
Right.
We can't force humans to adapt to the systems. GovLoop echoed this too. They pointed out that operational resilience actually requires human oversight to be immediately available.
Meaning what exactly? On the floor.
Meaning when an automated system encounters some unexpected condition on the hangar floor, the human expert has to be able to step in without, actively fighting the software.
I always look at AI on the shop floor like a brand new apprentice. But this is an apprentice who has somehow memorized every technical manual ever written.
But has zero muscle memory.
Exactly. Zero muscle memory. If that apprentice demands you completely change how you fix a rotor blade just to accommodate them, well, they aren't helping. They need to learn your workflow.
That's a great way to put it. And that disconnect between database knowledge and physical reality is where workflows break down. But the stakes for getting this right are getting higher because the physical hardware and the software are, well, they're merging.
Yeah, I saw the news on that Anduril contract.
Right. The Army just signed a 10-year, $20 billion enterprise contract with Anduril for hardware and software.
$20 billion.
Right.
I know military procurement is massive, but that is a staggering footprint for a single contract. What does that actually buy us?
So it starts with the Lattice counter-UAS platform, UAS being unmanned aerial systems or drones. Mechanically, Lattice is a software platform acting as a central nervous system.
Okay, so tying things together.
Exactly. It takes data from legacy radar, infrared cameras, new sensors, and fuses them into a single operational picture. For the artisan, this means the hardware you're repairing isn't an isolated machine anymore. It's a deeply interconnected node in a huge software network.
Which brings up a massive security question for me. If I'm an artisan doing hands-on work or safety checks at CCAD today, my smartphone is right in my pocket.
Right. The temptation is there.
Huge temptation to just pull up an unauthorized commercial AI app to quickly troubleshoot a complex valve assembly. So how does the DoD actually keep mechanics on secure networks while still giving them that AI speed?
The solution is in the authorized Impact Level 5 or IL5 environment. Artisans should be using GenAI.mil for this.
Walk me through how that looks.
Let's say you're knee-deep in a repair and you hit an anomaly. You need to cross-reference a dense technical manual and verify a safety protocol. Instead of leaving the floor to dig through a physical archive or, risking a data spill with a commercial app, GenAI.mil securely processes a query within the DoD perimeter.
So it just pulls the exact spec you need.
Right. It extracts the torque spec or safety parameter from the official manuals and delivers it directly to your workflow.
That's incredible. But there is a bottleneck here, right? If artisans are using GenAI.mil to pull data perfectly, and all these new sensors are flooding the network with maintenance logs,
we get a massive wave of information.
Exactly. It piles up way faster than human analysts can make sense of it. Let's move from the hangar to the server room and talk about our data crunchers.
The analysts. Yeah, this is where things are getting really complicated. The primary tools analysts have relied on are being shaken up. The Pentagon is actively phasing out Anthropic's Claude AI.
Wait, why pull the plug on a tool that analysts are relying on every day?
It comes down to warfighting vulnerability. The Department of Justice actually filed a lawsuit arguing Anthropic can't be trusted with military capabilities.
Really? Just because of accuracy?
No, the core issue is that LLMs, or large language models, are super vulnerable to manipulation, things like data poisoning and prompt injection.
Let's pop the hood on that for a second. How does data poisoning actually work in a combat or logistics scenario?
Well, if an adversary subtly alters the training data or injects hidden prompts into the intelligence feeds, the LLM might hallucinate a supply route that looks perfectly safe.
But it's actually an ambush point.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or, as the DOJ warned, the system could be manipulated to maliciously disable technology during operations.
Wow.
Yeah, the model's logic gets hijacked without the analyst even realizing it.
Okay, if the system is a warfighting security risk, pulling it makes total sense. But how is the workforce handling the sudden removal of, like, a foundational tool?
It's a brutal transition. Reuters is reporting that career IT staff are actively resisting this change because recertifying replacement systems to operate securely takes anywhere from 12 to 18 months.
That's a massive delay.
It's caused such a disruption that some analysts are actually reverting back to Microsoft Excel to do tasks that AI used to handle automatically.
Wait, going back to manual Excel spreadsheets because an AI tool got blocked, that feels like trading a sports car for a horse just because one highway closed.
It really highlights our over-reliance on single points of failure. But the Chief Digital and Artificial Intelligence Office, the CDAOs, they're engineering alternatives into government environments.
Like what?
Setting up agreements with OpenAI, Google, and XAII, and MIT Tech Review notes the Pentagon is building secure environments for AI companies to train models directly on classified data.
Okay, I want to clarify how that works. Right now, if I ask a classified AI a question, it queries the data, but it doesn't ingest it to update its core brain, right?
Correct. The architecture separates the model from the data to prevent classified info from bleeding into future answers. But with this new infrastructure, classified AI won't just query data, it will continuously learn from it.
That fundamentally changes how fast we can process adversary tactics.
Absolutely.
But while we wait for those self-learning models, what is the authorized IL5 solution for the analysts sitting at a desk right now so they don't have to dust off Excel?
They should be using Ask Sage to run complex data queries. And to permanently replace those legacy spreadsheets, they need to leverage Army Vantage.
How does Vantage help there?
It directly connects to our data lakes and provides real-time, secure data visualization. You build dynamic dashboards that update automatically. No more manual sorting.
Awesome. So the analysts have their data sorted without falling back to spreadsheets. Now, how do we use that clean data to actually run the teams? That's where the supervisor comes in.
Right. And historically, supervisors at AMCOM and across the depots are drowning in administrative red tape. They have the data, but no time.
Yeah, nobody takes a leadership role to spend 80% of their day formatting white papers.
Exactly, which is why a piece from the FAOA journal is so important. They showed how security cooperation officers are using AI to automate routine tasks right now, using a process called Retrieval Augmented Generation, or RAG.
Let's break that down. What is RAG actually doing for a supervisor drafting, say, a letter of request?
Rather than asking a generic AI to write from scratch, RAG connects the AI to a closed, secure database of your previously approved documents.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah, so it retrieves historical context, augments the prompt with specific facts, and generates a draft that strictly adheres to military formatting. It turns a 3-hour chore into a 3-minute review.
Taking the repetitive tasks away so the human can focus on leadership.
And it's also about enterprise-wide visibility. At a recent AUSA event, Army leaders like Lieutenant General Jeth Ray discussed using AI to break down stovepipe environments.
A stovepipe being when data is isolated in one department's legacy system?
Right. They're using the Army Global Unified Network to ensure the tactical edge has the exact same visibility as garrison environments.
It's like taking a bunch of isolated puddles and connecting them into a flowing river suddenly. The water actually goes somewhere useful. But how does the supervisor tap into that securely?
Through Copilot, in their authorized IL5 environment, you use it to draft shift rosters, summarize endless email chains, and cut through the red tape.
Okay, getting the shop floor, the analysts and the supervisors humming is incredible, but someone has to pay for it, defend the budget, and ensure it's ethical. Let's step into the boardroom.
The executive level. They are caught in a vice, balancing rapid modernization with compliance and global threats. Which brings us to a massive headline from Reuters.
What happened?
Deputy Secretary of Defense Steve Feinberg signed a memo officially transitioning Palantir's Maven AI from a pilot program into an official DoD program of record.
Achieving program of record is a huge milestone. It means prominent congressional funding. What is Maven AI actually doing to justify that?
It's a computer vision and data integration platform. It ingests massive streams of video from drones and satellites and uses machine learning to instantly identify objects, vehicles, personnel.
Exponentially faster than a human.
Right. It builds an operational map in real time. Making it a program of record means this automated targeting is now a permanent pillar of modern warfare.
Which aligns with the urgency from the intelligence community, right?
Definitely. The U.S. intelligence community, via the ODNI, has elevated AI as a top global threat. They called it the defining tech of the 21st century and noted China as the most capable competitor.
As an executive, you're being told by intelligence that we're in an AI race, but I know think tanks are pushing back hard.
Yes, and to be completely objective here, we are looking at reports from the NYU Law Brennan Center and The Guardian. They note a $13.4 billion budget for autonomous weapons in fiscal year 26.
That's a lot of funding. What's their concern?
They warn that regulatory guardrails and civilian harm centers are being actively dismantled. They raise concerns that AI targeting inherently defies international humanitarian law due to its lack of transparency. We aren't taking a side here, but that is the intense pressure executives are under from oversight watchdogs.
How do you navigate this? You have intelligence saying move faster, and think tanks warning we're moving too fast and losing accountability.
You anchor it to military doctrine. War on the Rocks highlighted this perfectly. AI must be an input, not a conclusion.
So treating it as a sensor, not an oracle.
Exactly. The human commander must retain final decision authority. And executives can use Army Vantage to maintain high-level, human-in-the-loop oversight on ROI and ask SAGE to synthesize complex compliance documents to stay within DoD guardrails.
We've covered what's happening inside the wire. Now let's take a quick look at the commercial tech that might be knocking on our door tomorrow. Time for our industry radar.
Always a fun segment.
As a reminder, the tools we are about to discuss are for home lab or industry awareness only. They are not currently authorized for CUI, or controlled unclassified information, or depot networks.
Keeping that in mind, the commercial pace is wild. Business Insider reported on a massive AI coding boom. Engineers are shipping unprecedented amounts of software without quality degradation.
Working faster usually means introducing bugs. How are they avoiding that?
But using AI as a real-time syntax checker. One developer actually said they haven't manually written code since October.
Wait, really? Since October, they just let the AI write the keystrokes?
Yep. They are heavily utilizing OpenAI Codex, Cursor, and GitHub Copilot. And a Dev.to article showed civilian developers porting their workflows from the phased-out Claude code over to Codex CLI.
Interesting to see the commercial world migrating their tool sets, just like our defense analysts.
Very similar pains. But Codex CLI supports subagents for narrow tasks and strictly follows workflow stopping points. It doesn't rewrite an entire app without waiting for human confirmation.
Which forces the commercial sector to adopt the exact same human-in-the-loop pauses that our military doctrine demands.
Exactly. So to summarize today's deep dive, as AI transitions from experimental pilots to core operational programs, the key to success at every level, from the wrench to the boardroom, is ensuring the technology adapts to our human workflows, rather than replacing human judgment.
If an AI system is eventually training itself on classified data securely, how do we ensure its instincts align with our core values when it suggests a course of action we've never even thought of?
It's a huge question we'll have to keep tracking.
Thanks for joining us. Whether you're turning wrenches in the hangars or crunching numbers for the command team, you are the engine that keeps Army aviation ready. Stay safe, stay innovative, and we'll see you on the next Depot AI Brief.